I thought it was interesting. They obviously unveiled, a ton of new things today. Some features geared for everyone, and some geared towards more niche users, whether it's, an outdoor enthusiast, or there was also a focus on women's health. What stood out most to you?
What I thought was interesting is we're at a real mature state of the market right now. We have to do some things that are definitely for a niche market, like the outdoor enthusiast, but you still want in every release to make sure that there's something for everybody. So we had crash detection in the watch, we had temperature sensors for women's health, we had satellite, which is in all of the iPhone 14 so that anybody can have emergency calling. So it was really that balance of things that were very specific, like you can have a dive computer on your watch.
I know, they said that word multiple times, dive computer. I didn't know the
tracking menstrual
could
cycles.
be in the same phrase.
I mean, what a range.
Let's talk about the everyday. And women are half the population. How compelling are some of these women's health features in terms of convincing a new audience to upgrade?
We want this watch to be for everything, right? If you're going to wear this every day, then you want it to really do things that matter in your life. And nothing is more important to women at certain points in their life than being able to understand what's happening with their menstrual cycle. So I think that they really hit a curve that makes sense for a broad percentage of the populace.
They also double down on the privacy features there, because obviously we're talking about really personal information.
Absolutely.
And privacy has been Apple and Tim Cook's big thing. They've continually said, we are doing this better than anyone else. We are protecting you and your data. How important is that in terms of the marketing?
I think one of the things that we're seeing is really a bifurcation of those that care about privacy and those that don't. Those that monetize you with your data and those that are saying, hey, this is really about you buying the product and it's your information. And I think no one is excelling at that message better than Apple right now.
But Apple is also building out its own advertising business, right? Is there some hypocrisy there?
We don't know yet is the short answer, because we don't know exactly what type of data they're going to collect or what they're going to do with it or what the privacy constraints are around it. But it's clear that everybody wants advertising dollars.
So let's talk about the outdoor enthusiasts and first of all, the video was just absolutely amazing, and all the different deserts and snow-covered mountaintops they went to. But how big a driver do you think this will be? I mean, they obviously did undercut the Garmin watch, the high-end Garmin watch, significantly.
Absolutely. I look at this very similar to how the Mac was theoretically designed for creatives. The watch is now also an outdoor enthusiast specialty. You don't need a dive computer. You don't need a Garmin watch. If you are a triathlete or anybody, frankly, that just really wanted all-day battery life and to be out there and to know it was going to work, I think they struck a chord. These were complaints that had been in the marketplace, and now they've addressed them.
So, let's talk about what this means over the longer term, because, 50% of Apple's revenue now comes from the iPhone, but you're not going to buy an Apple Watch or AirPods if you don't have an iPhone. So Are you seeing Apple becoming even more reliant on the iPhone, or still less reliant on the iPhone?
I think the world is reliant on smartphones, so that iPhone absolutely has to have features that sell it, because it drags the entire ecosystem with it, and that's not going to change.
So what are you looking, when you look out over the holidays and potentially a very busy quarter, but customers under pressure, they're paying more for gas and groceries and literally everything, though, iPhone's staying at the same price. Thank you, Apple. What do you think this upgrade cycle is really going to look like in a downturn?
I think the upgrade cycle is going to be contentious. I mean, people have to make choices between what they're going to buy. In some cases, this is going to be, are you going to have heat or are you going to have an iPhone? But having said that, a smartphone is so critical to what people do in their lives that they'll choose a smartphone over, say, a PC as something. So I think that there's still great opportunity for the fourth quarter to be a great quarter for Apple.